Hello, I'm XX Sad Froggy or Sad Froggy, and welcome to 2024. I hope you like this year of content, and let's get started. Oh my god, I haven't played this game in a while. I didn't know if it was becoming. Regardless, I slept. The days following were most uneventful, but I think that's probably a good thing. I didn't need someone to shake things up even more. The first 2 days that passed, I did my usual hobbies. I went to the cemetery. I placed flowers. I planted flowers. I didn't really talk to anyone, but that was fine too. On the third day, it was raining, so I decided I would stay home. I decided to finally take out the manga I got from the library. I hadn't started it yet, and it seemed like a perfect day too. Oh, I'm filming in this December, and now I'm getting Let It Snow in my head. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire, singing along as we stroll along, walking in a winter wonderland. Or, oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. There's a lot of Christmas songs about fire. Has anyone talked about that? I lit the fireplace as I cuddled with the blanket next to it. It was a thick book, and I was sure to finish it all in one sitting. As for its context, well, it wasn't the best manga I've ever read, but it still was very interesting and captivated me nonetheless. The story was mostly lighthearted and at some points even felt like a comedy. But I'd gotten to the part where it was a bit more serious, making me all the more invested. Neon Neko Sugar Girls. The main boy was hopelessly in love with the main girl. That was obvious from the start. Despite this, he didn't want to be her boyfriend. In fact, he didn't want to be in a relationship with her at all. The manga had been pretty comedic up to this point. It was mainly about the boy taking wild steps to keep the girl his friend while also not wanting to involve into more. Or even instantly he had feelings for her. He never explained why he doesn't want to date her, just that he doesn't. But now it appears the girl had grown feelings for him in return, making things all the more complicated. And it looks like the boy was ready to confess why he felt that way. He did. And it was completely immersed, and I turned the page only to be met with... Huh? Oh, how terrible! Someone had vandalized the pages with some sort of black paint or nail polish, it seemed. I turned the next page just to make sure the rest of the book was alright. Sure enough, the other pages were also scribbled in black, except for one. The drawing on it, and it looked like some sort of writing underneath. It made me feel disappointed. I knew it was not all uncommon for edgy teenagers to write in books and all. Do you want to know something? In my Spanish class this year, the girls in front of me will just vandalize books. And I know one of them. One of them's my relative. It's just weird. But still, this belonged to the library. You shouldn't damage it. I tried to look on the bright side and think that maybe it was a donation to the library instead. That somebody had drawn in this book when they owned it and donated it without even realizing. What? Still though, did no one check to see if the book was good enough shape to be donated? Well, there was nothing I could do about it for now. I made a mental note to tell the library that the damaged book when I went, and I flipped through the beginning pages to make sure I didn't miss any other marks. But when I did... Oh god, that scared me for a second. Huh? The pages that I just looked like nothing like it did before. I don't like this. I'm so sorry. It just... All the characters were just looking horridly straight at me. I turned the pages. It wasn't the same. All eyes were on me. Completely startled, I threw away the book from me. But I didn't see what I was throwing. In my panic, I had thrown the book right into the fire. Oh no! Oh no, 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 no! I wanted wanted to save it, but it was too late. Putting that fire out wouldn't have saved it. It was already pitch black and burning to ash. I smacked myself on the head. I always was so careful with library books, and now I let one get completely destroyed. Stupid! Huh. Even though the book was beyond rescue, I still had to clean up the fireplace now. I sighed and gathered the proper tools to clean it. Kneeling in front of the fireplace, I heard my phone go off. I picked it up shortly after, worried that it might have been Cronin needing something important. But it was Reginald once again. Hello, Mary. I change his voice up every episode. There's no consistency. But either way, the last time I played this was in October. I have an awful schedule when it comes to playing this one game. How are you feeling today? Me? I'm okay, I guess. Are you sure? I still feel terrible at what happened the other day. What do you mean? When you got stuck, remember? Or, well, it's probably best if you don't remember. Well, anyways, I've been feeling pretty awful about that. I was thinking of ways I can make it up to you somehow. And luckily, an opportunity has recently presented itself. Oh, don't you have to do anything, really. It's all right. Please, I think you'll really like it. Are you sure? Of course I'm sure. In fact, I'd say it was meant to be. It's so perfect for you, after all. You see? I was recently invited to a funeral. And who better to invite than you? Oh, I'm sorry. Are you feeling all right? Oh, yes, no need to worry. It was no one close, just someone I used to know a long time ago. I hadn't seen him for ages, so it was surprised even me that I was invited. But since I thought you would like to come. You like these events, right? Well, I guess I can't deny that I do. Are you really sure it's okay for me to come? Of course! I think anyone could be put up to a fun in a funeral. It's you. Aw, shucks. Reginald forwarded me the details of the funeral and told me where I'd be meeting him. Despite our area's pretty cemetery, this funeral was going to be entirely in a church. Is this the Helena music video? Oh my gosh, get Castiel in here because I'm about to make an emo reference. What's the worst that I could say? Things are better if I stay. So long and good night. So long and good night. But if you carry on this way. I had never been to a funeral in a church before. Each one I've attended has been outside, and it's a lot easier to walk into one that's held outdoors. But now I was invited, I couldn't deny. I felt a little excited. Is that bad? I've never really gone to churches, but they've always seemed pretty from the outside. I just never had a reason to go. But I do now. I kept in touch with Reginald until the day, I always double-checking the details, such as time and location. I didn't want to be late or hold up anything or cause any disruption. Reginald kept ensuring me that I'd be all right, though, and that he'd wait for me outside so I wouldn't get lost either. On the day of the funeral, I wore my usual attire. It's one of the great things about dressing like this. I'm always funeral ready. I mean, it's not the only reason why I dress like this. It's just, I like the color black a lot. But I think red is still my favorite color. Probably. When I turned down the street the church was on, I spotted Reginald standing on the front steps. He spotted me in return and gave a polite wave as he waited for me to reach him. Oh my gosh, he's so fine. Oh my gosh. My man, he loved me. He always told that Glock when he's selling weed. I say, my man, he loved me. Why don't you look nice? Oh, really? I'm just wearing what I always do. I know. But it's a really nice look on you. This is totally going to be the thumbnail image. My favorite thing is making thumbnails for this series that is just becoming shipping art. Oh, right. Here, take this. Reginald handed me a small package of tissues. I know you're not one to cry at these events, but just in case. Oh, thank you. That's very considerate of you. Do you think you'll need them too? Oh, no. I'm not much of a crier, I'm afraid. Besides, I think it's hard to be sad with you around. Reginald opened the door for me as I stepped inside. I'd always admired this building from outside, but had never been inside before. The ceilings towered above us, the walls were clean and dark, and the tiled floors below gave us a pleasant sound when we stepped on. He gestured to the direction we'd be heading in for the service. There was a lot of people. That made me happy. We all headed to the room. Everyone looked proper pew to sit in, with nice enough view for the priest. I sat down closest open spot to me, and almost immediately I felt an overwhelming sense of dread. I'm not sure what caused it. Or should this be the thumbnail image? It's a really nice thumbnail image. Or why it's happening. But as if the world was ending. Somehow. I don't know. I just couldn't place this overwhelming sense of doom in that I was feeling. I looked around. It seemed like no one else was expecting it. But it was so prominent to me. Almost tangible. Like a heavy weight that was sinking into your shoulders. Or loud music that was reverberating through your bones. The ceilings were high and I had plenty of room to sit. And yet I felt so terribly claustrophobic. I couldn't even hear what the priest was saying. Or rather, I could hear it, but I felt as if I couldn't listen to it properly. As if they were speaking underwater. What was this feeling? It was making me feel sick. I felt the temples of my head starting to throb the more time went on. And each muffled noise that cursed its way across the room somehow gave me a sense of nausea. As if the vibrations of the sound were causing me to dizzy, and something wasn't right. Oh my gosh. This blur thing is totally annoying me. I'm gonna give a caution warning to anyone. That's all I could think to myself. I felt almost paralyzed in my seat. All this bad feelings continued so on and back and forth. It was hard to exactly describe how it felt. Was this a stroke? A heart attack? I couldn't pinpoint this feeling. I just knew it was something. Something wasn't right. I wasn't sure how to handle these feelings. It was as if I had entered some sort of dreamlike state. As if I was feeling everything around me was all some elaborate dream. It was scary and claustrophobic. I just felt like I had tunnel vision. The world around me was becoming blurred. All the noises around me felt so muffled and yet so loud and made my ears ring. And all of this while I was messaging my brain was feeding me was something wasn't right. I didn't want to be disrespectful to the service or anything, but I had to leave. At least just leave the room. How long did this go on anyways? It felt like if in hours, or at least in this case. I think it was just really sick, and that's why I eventually worked the strength up to exit the room. Things didn't feel so closed in when I did. But I still felt tidal waves of nausea rush over me every few moments. I couldn't understand what was causing this to happen. I felt terrified. In my dizzied state, I stumbled across until I found a bathroom. I went inside. The lights were bright and fluorescent in contrast to the rest of the church. The buzzing noises of the stark whiteness of the room did not help my condition at all, as if overloading my senses even more. Luckily, I was already in front of the toilet. When my sickness got the better of me, I threw up. And something definitely wasn't right. Yeah, this ain't gonna be the thumbnail. Wherever I puked into the toilet was unlike anything I've ever seen before. I became a Bendy in the Ink Machine character. It was pure black, and it glistened oddly in the light, like ink or tar. Bendy in the Ink Machine. Did this really just come out of me now? Or am I just seeing things? This feeling of nausea still hadn't left. A knock at the door. I wasn't giving too much time to expect it further, but truthfully I didn't know what I wanted to. I had just been seeing things, right? I told whoever was outside that I'd be there in just a minute. I flushed the toilet, wiped the seat with toilet paper. All that murky, inky black water came up clear after I flushed it. I washed my hands and cleaned myself up in the sink before heading back out again. As I exited the bathroom, I was greeted by a lady and a gentleman standing right in front of me. Oh! Goodness, you startled me. I'm sorry, I apologize for the wait. Please go ahead. Oh, that's quite all right. I just wanted to fix my makeup before we head out to dinner. Will you be joining us too? Huh? We saw you in the service with us. Everyone was invited to come join us after dinner. Sorry if we were appearing rude. But who are you anyway? You're not some kind of crasher, right? Huh? What do you mean? Are you related to the deceased? Who did he come here with? Oh, that! That's just because I'm actually just... Reginald. I'm Reginald's girlfriend. I didn't want to cause any trouble leading the service in the middle of it. It's just, I wasn't feeling all that great, so I took him off my own. I don't know where he is now, but I'll see him again soon, I'm sure. Oh, I see. You must be wound up about all this then. Sorry to bother you. Oh, don't be sorry. It's okay. I noticed them give me a weird look as we went our separate ways. As I got closer to the main hall, I could see more and more people splitting the ends. It seemed like the service was just about over, but I couldn't just leave. There was something weird going on here, and I knew it was connected to that coffin. The closer I got to it, the more intense the nauseating pressure felt. It felt like walls closing in on my brain with what had happened in the bathroom earlier. I couldn't just let it go. I snuck closer to the coffin. We were alone together, and the pressure felt more intense than ever. Honestly, I felt like I could puke again from just standing there. It just felt so hard to focus on anything except the pressure of it all. Something was telling me, what's inside? I don't know if it's the body, I can hardly think properly, but all my brain could tell me was that something else. No! Was in there. No one else is around, right? Maybe if I could just see inside, all that I need is one quick glance. Maybe my mind will be at ease. I reach my arm towards the coffin, and... oh my gosh, it's baby girl. There you are. Reginald! Did you get lost? I noticed you ran off earlier. Is everything alright? Oh, Actually, I'm not alright. Oh? What's wrong? I don't know. I just started feeling really sick today. I'm all woozy and dizzy. My head feels like it's throbbing. I don't know why. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Would you like me to drive you home? Oh, no, it's okay. Are you sure? How are you gonna get home then? No, it's fine. I'll be fine. Absolutely, because you don't sound that okay. I think I just need to lie down somewhere. Can I lie down at your place? Actually, I'm sorry to intrude, but do you think I could lie down at your place for a little while? I think I'll be okay to go home. Just I need a little rest somewhere. Yes, of course. Let me get you out of here. Reginald and I quickly exited the church together. Even though we were getting further from the coffin, the immense pressure I felt standing next to it didn't seem to fade any. In fact, I almost seemed to be getting worse, regardless of my distance from it. I felt bad and a little weird about going to Reginald's place like this, but it seems like it's my only choice. But it was fine. I had my phone on me too if I needed it, in case of an emergency. I just really needed to lie down somewhere. Not necessarily sleep, but lie down. I crawled into Reginald's car with him. It smelled like one of those old pine air fresheners. Ooh, he be doing drugs. But it wasn't any hanging from the rearview mirror. Don't worry, Mary. We'll be there soon. And don't be afraid for anything on the way either. You really are starting to look sick. I didn't know what he meant by that. I really didn't have any energy to ask about it. The world around me felt like it was spinning. Like a Beyblade. I hoped I wouldn't throw up again in Reginald's car. And I really hoped I wouldn't need to be going to the hospital or anything like that. I probably should have paid more attention on the drive to Reginald's apartment, but the state I was in, it was really hard to. Nothing really looked quite as it should. Everything we passed just seemed to meld together into shapes. My head was killing me. I don't remember how long we even drove for. I just remember Reginald parking his car and helping me out on the other side. He leaned to me against his shoulders and brought me through the front door. The elevator is broken, so we're gonna have to take the stairs. I hope it's alright. That's fine. It won't take that long, okay? Just a little further. Reginald brought me to the stairs and helped me up. by them one by one. Just pick her up. Oh my lord. Somehow it felt the most difficult task in the world, like I couldn't even focus on moving my own 2 feet. I didn't understand anything that was happening. I really just need to lie down. As we ascended the stairs, I heard something else coming down on the upper floor. I didn't think much of it until they stopped us on one of the landings. Reginald! There you are! I'm sorry, but we need to get out of your way. Please, I'll be really quick. Can't you see I'm busy right now? Come on, you can't tell me you didn't notice it too. And when I tried to talk to Miss Sherwood about it, she didn't even answer me. Have you heard anything from her? She knew I was mad. She knew I was mad, and I was late on rent, but Emily, I told you I'm busy. Kindly move out of the way. Now! I felt it shoved past the poor lady. I felt bad for her, but I also felt as though I could barely walk anymore. I really was hoping I wouldn't throw up again, and then at some point we were no longer on the staircase. I heard Reginald take out his keys and unlock the door. Well, here we are. I know it's not much, but I hope it will do. And, you're unwell, I shouldn't ramble. Here, why don't you lie on the couch? Watch some TV. I'll start some tea and maybe it'll help you feel a bit better. Oh, okay. Thank you. I almost collapsed on the couch the second I closed it. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I just needed to relax. I tried to listen to what he told me, watch TV, maybe if I could just distract myself like that. I reached over the coffee table and turned the TV on. I fumbled the channel button, trying to put something on the channel. Maybe a cooking show or a house show or something like that. Then I stumbled upon a channel I hadn't seen before. Oh shit. Oh, okay. I thought that was... Oh my gosh. It's Mint Eye from Mystic Messenger. Wow. I need to play that on this channel. If I ever do play Mystic Messenger, that would be fun. The screen went all static. At first, I thought the TV lost connection. But even when I fiddled the remote, nothing changed. When I hit the power button, it didn't turn off. Even though it was static, I could still hear something. But I felt too dizzy to listen to silence. There were words. It was almost like I couldn't tell. It was talking to me. Like it was truly trying to tell me something. But even trying my hardest, I couldn't focus on it. As if it was some sort of bizarre dream. It was all hazy, swirling around me in my head. I just needed to lie. Good morning, sleepyhead. Or well, evening rather. Reginald? What happened? You fell asleep. What else? You must have been feeling awfully sick. Are you feeling any better? Oh, yes, actually. I think so. I was feeling a little bit better. My head still hurt, but I wasn't anywhere near as dizzy as I was before. I'm glad your nap helped you then. Unfortunately, I have to dump your tea. It got a bit too cold. I had a problem making you another cup if you like. Oh, that's all right. Hey, wait. The TV. Did you hear it earlier? Hear what? The TV. It was making a bunch of strange noises. How do you mean? The TV was off when I came to sit with you. Oh. I must have been dreaming then. Sorry for falling asleep on your couch. I didn't mean to. Why are you apologizing? If you were feeling sick, it's quite all right. I'm sure you wouldn't let me do the same if our situations were reversed. Wait. You said good evening earlier. What time is it? I checked the time. Oh goodness, it's getting so late. I was really asleep for that long? I stood up from Reginald's couch and I told him I ought to get going. I thanked him once again for helping him so much, of course. Hopefully we can see each other soon. Maybe at a time where you aren't feeling so sick. I made my way close and careful to the stairs, hoping to catch the next bus and last in time. I noticed the closer I got to the bottom, the more I started to smell. It was less pleasant. I guess that's what the neighbor lady wanted to ask Reginald about. Reginald got pretty mad at her, didn't he? I I try not to let it affect my opinion on him too much. After all, it sounded like he was just really worried about me. I looked as sick as I felt, and then, well, I'd be worried too. Luckily, I caught the bus on time. Got on safe, walked home, and made it safe. And then, followed my usual routine after that. I'd like to go to bed quickly tonight if that's alright. That's alright. You're never under obligation to contact me every night. I know. But I feel like I have to. Do you? I do. Why is that? Because if I don't know, I'm scared I'll never hear about my parents again. You shouldn't worry about that. How can I not? You will hear about them again. And you will hear from them again, too. Didn't you say you'd like to go to bed quickly? Why don't you take some rest? Good night, Mary. Oh my gosh, it's been a few months. Well, that was a very exciting episode of Cemetery Mary. Well, I hope you guys like it and subscribe. I need more subscribers that aren't just for my YouTube shorts, please. I'm trying to do better editing on these videos, and I hope to get a professional mic soon. As you see, I've been using a headphone mic for all of my videos. It's a $5 microphone, yet it still sounds pretty decent. Well, anyways, I'll see you later. Bye!